Hey guys, it's Dr. Eric Powitzky. I'm an ear, nose, and throat doctor and an artist, and this is my studio. And we are going to start a new project today, a painting, an abstract painting called Circles in a Circle. And it is by a Russian artist named Wassily Kandinsky. And I think you're really going to like it. We're also going to focus on how colors, when mixed together, can create new colors. I think you're really going to like it, okay? So let's get started. Have fun. Let's take another look at what things I've collected. I've got my canvas. I've got a bunch of different size circles that I can use. So if you'll look closely at our picture, our final picture of Circles in Circles, you can see that I'm going to be using a lot of those circles. And then I've got my paint brushes. I've got a pencil, of course, to start off with. And then I've got water and I've got paints. And I need some paper towels too to wipe off my brush. I'm just using paper. You could use a paper plate. But you want something that you can sort of mix your colors in with, and I want to show you why that's important. If you take a look at our source picture, you can see that there's a lot of areas where the colors overlap, and since these colors are transparent like our watercolors, then you can see that the colors mix together and make a new color. This is kind of what it reminds me of. Take a look at this piece of glass. There's a blue side to it, and there's a yellow side to it, and then there's a pink side to it. But if you turn it so that those colors mix together, you can see, if I can show you how the blue and the pink mix together to make a purple, or if I turn it this way, the red and the pink, the yellow and the pink mix together to make a red. Or if we turn it this way, the blue, the yellow, and the green mix together to make a blue. And basically, if you keep turning this, you can see the ways that all of those colors, when they mix together, when you mix the greens and the yellows and reds together, that you get the different colors. And that's what's going to happen on our painting together, because our watercolors are transparent and they'll mix together. So let's get started. The first step is going to be to draw with your pencil and a ruler the two columns of light that'll be in the background. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just draw however you'd like. They start small at the top and they get bigger at the bottom. If you'll look closely at your picture, you'll see what I mean. Step is going to be to draw some circles, and I'm going to use all my circles, and we're going to do it randomly. I'm not even going to try to do it exactly like he did. I just want some of my circles to overlap. So I've got two circles that overlap there. I've got two big circles that overlap just a little bit. I've got some other circles that I've used that are alone. Let's keep making circles. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 circles. You could have more or you could have less. Did you notice that big black circle that's in his picture? I'm not even going to worry about that right now. I'm just putting the circles where I want, and then we'll start to paint and we'll see what happens. We're going to get started just by starting to apply some colors, and however you want to do it. You don't have to use the same colors he had. I'm just going to start applying some colors to give you the idea. I haven't even gone back to erase my pencil marks because I'm mostly interested in how the colors mix together. So I'm just going to start making a green, line. Then I think I may make a yellow line. And one thing that you might do is you might decide that you're going to do a practice one and see how it comes out. And then if you like the way it comes out, then you could go back and do it again with better pencil lines and erased pencil lines and make it a little bit neater. So this one's going to be yellow and the other one's green. And because I'm using the same paintbrush, it's kind of a green-yellow. It doesn't matter because we have a long way to go. And I think what we'll see here is when I cross over the green and the yellow, I'm going to keep painting the yellow. Using these watercolor paints. And what we're going to see when it dries is that where the yellow and the green cross is a different yellow and a different green. I'll go back to the green and I'll add in more green where they cross. And when everything dries, we'll see that where they cross is a little bit different green and a little bit different yellow than where it's just plain green and plain yellow. We can see how here where I've got red in the bottom half of the circle, and I've used the same red every time, but where the red crosses the yellow theme, where the red and the yellow cross, that looks a little bit more orange. And in fact, I'll go back to show you what I mean. I can go back and even add more yellow if I want it to be more orange. And we'll have to wait for this to dry to see the difference. But that's what this whole project is going to be, basically overlapping these transparent colors and seeing how it changes the way they look. So here, where I have the red, I could go back and add more red because I like for it to be really red. It's really red. But here, where the red and the yellow have mixed, it looks more orange. And here, where the red and the green have mixed, and I'll add more green just to show you, it looks more purple. We'll have to see what the final results will be when it dries. I'm going to do each color, I'm going to do each circle like that. I can choose whatever ones I want. I think I'll choose a blue one. We'll see what blue does. It's like sky blue. It's not dry yet. I could wait for it just to dry, go away and eat dinner or do something else, and then come back and mix the colors and see what happens. And I'm probably going to do that again because I kind of want to see how it works. I want to see what happens. Like maybe I'll even blot a little bit of this dry. I can't mess it up. You don't have to worry about messing it up. I can always add more paint on top of it. So now I'm crossing over where the blue and the green are on the same circle. Now I'm mixing blue and green together, and now even blue and purple together. And those are going to give me different colors without me even trying. I can go back and mix some in there if I want to make this blue a little different. I kind of like, now I'm seeing this just, even how this one ball kind of looks like it's a little bit more rounded because of my brush strokes. That's kind of cool, and it'll be cool when it dries. And I even like to look back at my little glass cube to see how these colors work together. And I like the way that the pink and the blue mix together. And I look at my picture and I see the way that the yellow and the green mix together to make blue. And so I'm going to choose my colors as I continue to work to see which things I'd like to see mixed together. It would be better if I waited for it to dry. But I'm going to make a dark circle with a magic marker all the way around this circle. This is just one of the things. You don't have to do this. I'm just doing it because I thought it might look better. Could even use black paint. And then I'm going to take it away, and then that makes that circle look a little bit sharper. It doesn't matter that I colored outside the lines there because I can make a black ring around it. Let me show you what I mean. We could even try a different technique with this one. I could put a circle there, and I could go back and use, let's say, a different paintbrush, and I could even use my black paints here. See, it's going to be black like that. I could use a different paintbrush, and I could paint a black circle around this one if I wanted to. When this dries, and I might even go back and paint over it again, I've got this black circle, and I've got this black circle, and in this black circle, I've got blue. Ooh, let's see if I can remember which blue this is. I've got blue. I'm going to go back and make this more blue. After I let it dry a little bit, I'm going to go back and make it more blue. And then I'm going to take my green, or green and yellow. I'm going to go back again. I'm just going to add in more green, just to see how the colors mix together, because they're drying pretty quick with the water. And I just want to see how they mix together, because I bet when they dry, it's going to be really cool. And I can always go back and I can add more green here, because we're never gonna have our finished product is never going to be what we started with, because my paintbrush has got water on it and it's mixing colors all the time. And even though I started just with plain green, it's not going to end up plain green because I've got some blue on my paintbrush. And so I can just keep going back and adding in these colors and getting them how I want, so that I like the way that the colors mix together. And I can do that, and I can let these dry before I even start my next circles. One of the final steps is to make some lines. And I'm going to pretend like what I'm going to do is, that's not right. That's right. I'm going to pretend like all my lines are connected to this pole. I'm going to pretend like all my lines hit that. All my lines come out from that. So it doesn't matter where I draw them, I'm going to use a ruler. And you also could use a paintbrush. I could use this black paintbrush if I wanted. You don't have to use a magic marker, but if you have a magic marker or a Sharpie, then it's sometimes easier to draw with that. But I'm just going to make a line like that. I'm going to take that away and see how I have a line there. I'm going to make all my lines touch this gray circle. That's my only rule. They could be short. They could be long. They could pass that circle. They could barely touch the gray circle. They could just pass right through the gray circle. No, I'm going to take it back. I'm going to do the gray circle and the blue circle. Or maybe both blue circles. I don't know. You can put whatever lines you want on there. The lines just add your own little... You don't want to make it too messy. You want the lines to be kind of cool and help you out. But you don't want the lines... You want the lines to be straight. You don't want the lines to make a mess. I kind of made a mess a little bit here. And if I practice it again, I don't think I'll make so many lines going over just one circle. Keep mixing your colors, keep letting them dry, and then notice what you get at the end when the colors mix together and they start to dry. And keep going back to it and adding in as long as you want. And then the last thing that you should do is draw or paint the black lines on top of your colors. I hope you really enjoy this, and I hope that you really pay attention to how these transparent watercolors mix together to make a really cool picture. The steps for this painting involve drawing your rays of light, your lines, these two big rays of light, then drawing your circles with a pencil, then painting, then outlining your circles in black. And then the final thing that I would do is go back and draw the black lines on top of all of the colors once they've had a chance to dry. I think it'll really work out great if you'll take your time, choose the colors that you like, watch how they mix together, and follow these steps. You can't make any mistakes. I didn't even draw the big black circle around my other circles yet, and I already like the way it looks. Make sure you gather lots of different size circles for your project, and make sure that you put any lids back that you took off of anything. The most important thing is for you to have fun and for you to learn about how colors mix together. And I might even start over, and I might try it again, and I might even let the colors dry in between, overlapping them next time to see if that's any different. You could do this on paper with watercolors, or you could do it on another canvas and just try to change it up and see what works for you.